Charge the damn mound right now. It is trade deadline season. This will be a topic of discussion every single day leading up to August 1st. So I want to call this spreading rumors because most of what gets sent out into the social media world is actually just speculation. So let's spread rumors. Let's start with Bruce Levine. He said the Toronto Blue Jays are showing strong interest in trading for Chicago Cubs starting pitcher Marcus Stroman. And this coming from Daniel Greenberg. So a lot of the Chicago people that, AJ, you probably know better. Or I guess both of you have a lot of Chicago ties. You buying this one at all?
Well, it came from Bruce Levine. It's probably not true. I'm just kidding. I love you, Bruce, if you're listening. He's mad at me because he asked me to come on his podcast, and I didn't. So he came up to me and said, "Are you mad at me?" And I was like, "No, I'm not."
Dude, go on his pod. What are you doing?
Dude, I haven't had time, bro. I just told you I hadn't been home for 3 weeks. What the heck? Listen. The Blue Jays already had Marcus Stroman. Why didn't they just keep him if they want to trade back for him? I don't know. I mean, listen, Stroman's probably the top starting pitcher on the market, I guess, over, I don't know who even is close, but he'd be the top guy. So every team that needs a starter, Baltimore, Toronto, name the teams, they're all going to try and be in on Stroman for a rental and see who can get him. That's why guys like, you look at like a Giolito or someone like that can possibly be dealt, but no one's sure yet. They're going to get more than I think teams think because there's not a lot of people out there that are saying this guy can make a difference. But Stroman is probably the one guy that can make a difference.
Kip, your thoughts?
I think there's a lot of familiarity there. I think that's why they're connected. I think he obviously didn't burn any bridges leaving there. I think he holds Toronto high on his list of places he'd go if he wants to go to a contender. So they'd love to have him back. They know they can count on him. He'd fit right back in. I'm sure he knows a lot of the guys who are still there already. So yeah, I think that's a good fit both ways.
I thought he left, didn't he? I thought he left on bad terms. No,
did he? I thought it was just free agent heading elsewhere.
No, he was traded to the Mets.
But does that mean bad terms?
No, I'm just saying. Terms. But I thought I don't know how. I thought I could be way wrong.
Free agent was to Cubs. Excuse me.
Yeah, he went from the Mets to the Cubs as a free agent. But I thought when he left, he was like, they didn't, I don't know. Listen, I could be way off, but I thought I remember something about he was mad they traded. Listen, everyone's mad when you get traded the first time, but I thought there was something there. But listen, maybe not. Maybe not.
Be right. Yeah, you may be right. But in terms of like the fan base and everything else, I think there's a mutual appreciation both ways.
And
we both could be wrong.
We'll have the staff behind the scenes look up if there indeed was any beef. I mean, AJ, you wouldn't be totally off the mark. It's no secret that Marcus Stroman is outspoken, and he is going to sometimes tell it like it is. And if he didn't like how a team treated him, he certainly won't hold back. So let's see. We'll find that out.
Well, I'll say this. Just checking about it. They traded him in 2019. Okay. After 2019, we didn't pitch in 2020 because of COVID. Okay, fine. And then this is on Jay's Journal. They're talking about how the Blue Jays won the deal. Anthony Kay and Simeon Woods Richardson. I never heard of either one of them, so I think the Mets won the deal because
they said that they won the deal. Is that a recent article or is
no? This is August 10th, 2020 when he opted out. But it's funny that how it. Oh man, the Jays won because Stroman didn't pitch in 2020. Well, I think the Mets will. He did all right for them, and then now the Cubs obviously will take him. But it's just funny how it changes.
Also, they didn't have to pay him in 2020 because he didn't pitch, and you're right, those prospects have not panned out so far, so they should probably take that article down. You are correct, though. This from an article, multiple articles here, Yahoo, Bleacher, etc. He slammed the front office about 5 days after being traded and did not have the smoothest exit, publicly criticized the front office after being dealt, so...
That's what I thought. But
I retract.
But he did say, like, Toronto, I love you forever. He said a lot of the right things to the fans. But, yes, I remember him leaving the front office. Now, it's a different front office than it was back then. So I think
it's not.
I think that's what I remember more.
It's Ross Atkins.
Yeah. Oh, I thought he was sorry. My bad. Then you're right. Yeah.
And Shapiro. I think it's the same two that have been there for a while now. So, okay. Well, then here's the follow-up before we get to the Yanks. Does it matter? Like, if you're a front office and Stroh is talking shit, does it matter? You're saying no, Kip. AJ is saying
I'm saying it might matter a little bit, but I think it doesn't matter if he's the one guy you think that can help your team kind of get over that hump in the playoffs, you go get them. You kind of eat your feelings the same way where if Stroman had a bad outing or a bad parting ways with that team, you kind of swallow your pride a little bit and know that they give you the best chance to win a ring this year. Then he's going to go and pitch his heart out for him. It's still a business.
Yeah, he's going to pitch his heart out either way. He's a free agent at the end of the year, so
Yeah,
he's going to pitch his ass off. The thing where it matters to me is if they do make a trade and the Blue Jays get him back, so they're going to have traded him away, got really nothing in return, and then they're going to trade. So basically, to get the same player, they're going to have traded prospects away to get Marcus Stroman back like 4 years later. That's what's going to be crazy, is to see who they would have to give up to get him, and then they're going to say, well, we just could have kept Marcus Stroman for the last 4 years. Instead, they're going to get rid of him and have to give up players for him.
Well, good news. The front office is now more mad at AJ than at Stroman, because they were talking smack about their last deal.
Hey, one thing I don't have to worry about is I'm not going to play in Toronto anytime soon, so they're not making a trade for me. But again, have you ever heard of the two guys they traded for?
No, you're
they never made it.
So that did not work out so far. As far as I know, Simeon Woods Richardson's still working his way towards trying to be a big leaguer, but no, that trade has not worked out for the Toronto Blue Jays by any means. You're right. Accurate. All right, let's get to the Yankees. So I want to show these back to back. First off, they're closely monitoring the corner outfield market. I think that's pretty obvious. Art Feinsand talking about names, though. Cody Bellinger seems like a natural fit. Another name that has come up per sources, Randall Grichuk of the Rockies, the team that just took 2 of 3 from the Yanks, an impending free agent making a little more than $3 million for the rest of the season, and then goes on later to say it has been well documented that the Yankees are seeking corner outfield help by the deadline, but according to sources, they're also seeking to upgrade catching, starting rotation, and back end of the bullpen in the next 2 weeks. Wow, Kip, the Yankees are going to have 0 minor leaguers left by August 2nd.
They're looking to have a completely different team going into the playoffs. That's what it sounds like. Upgrade every position. That's the nice part of playing in New York and being able to always be buyers instead of sellers, I guess.
Jeez. Is Randall Grichuk an upgrade, though, over what they have? I love Randall Grichuk, great guy. I played with him in St. Louis. But is he really an upgrade over if Judge comes back, Bader, Stanton? I mean, is he an upgrade? They always want left-handed hitters in New York, and that's been their biggest thing. They don't have any lefties. They've got Stanton, Judge, Torres, Donaldson is on the IL. They have Rizzo is a lefty, but the rest are all right-handed hitters. You want left-handed hitters in New York, especially in Yankee Stadium.
Bellinger makes more sense.
100%, but just to float names out there, then they're like, oh, we're going to go get a catcher. Who are they going to get? Wilson Contreras as a catcher?
Salvador Perez.
All right, what does Scott say? Hey, guys, I'm not cold anymore.
Hey, it would be a cool addition for them.
It's not a bad idea.
The name's been thrown out there, but he's got years left of team control. I think that's like the one dude that Casey's hanging on to. We can ask Bobby Witt later. He'll give us no answer on that, but, it's worth
we
a
could
shot.
try. But Trevino won the Platinum Glove last year and made the All-Star team. They're like, yep, you're shit canned. Higashioka has been like the career backup guy. You're going to get shit canned too. We need better. Well, who are they going to go get? In the middle of the season, we've already talked about how hard it is for catchers to switch teams in the middle of the year, especially starting catchers. Who's out there that if you're a good team right now, your catcher's probably pretty good. So that's why it's like, wait, who are they going to go get? And what catcher, starting pitching, everyone's looking for that. Bullpen, everyone's looking for that. Outfielders, who's out there? We've kind of chronicled it, but who's out there? I mean, that's the hard part is there's so many teams that all need the same thing every year. Who's going to be the one that's going to break and give up some? Maybe go get Juan Soto. He might be on the market they're talking about now.
You could do a Cubs package for Bellinger and Yan Gomes or something. Not to say that you get a 2-for-1 there.
Yeah.
No, that's a good name, Yan Gomes. Yeah. Somewhat close to league average hitter, veteran, can learn the staff instantly, hard worker, well liked. I agree. That's a good name to throw out there.
Wait, were you talking about Jose Trevino or are you talking about Yan Gomes? Because it sounds like the same.
You are correct.
Veteran, hard worker, learn the staff, okay hitter.
In my mind, that should be the bottom of what we just talked about. Okay, it's that outfield bat that we're discussing. To me, next is a reliever, then a starter, because you do have your 1 and 2 already, and then a catcher. So if for Yanks fans, it's a win if you get 1 or 2. Also, you just got to start hitting and get Judge back. Otherwise, they're going to be screwed regardless. I mean, they're in last place in the AL East right now.
By the way, Simeon Woods Richardson, by the way, has pitched in 2 games in the big leagues. Just
Good.
FYI.
That's
Not-
two more
not-
than you knew.
Not for the Jays, though, for the Twins. That's why I never heard of him on the Jays. He pitches for the Twins now.
Oh, was he in the Austin Martin deal? I want to say. I can't do instant homework for you, but
yeah, but he's pitched 2 games. He's 0-1 with a 6.52 ERA, 9 innings, 7 earnings, 2 homers. So there you go.
Jay's front office members texting me. We get it, AJ. You sucked on that deal. We get it. Okay,
Dude,
we're going to try and get Stroman back.
No, I'm just trying to. I want to clarify for Woods Richardson. I'm not clear, and for me to make me look stupid, not them. I mean, every team makes trades. Every team makes trades all the time, and Kip will tell you this. Everyone thinks, "Oh, this is the greatest trade ever. We won this trade. We got 7 prospects," and then you're like, "Oh, wait, but who?" A lot of them don't make it to what people think they're going to be. I mean, there's some trades recently that have happened that, guys haven't become what they thought. And
agreed. Although if you look back, and we'll get to it later, at what the Twins and Reds exchanged last year, I mean, Spencer Steer and Christian Encarnacion Strand, who we'll get to, also the Juan Soto deal. I think James Wood's going to be a superstar, and there's a few other good players that were in that trade. Let's finish with Ohtani here for a minute. So it's funny seeing all of the insiders, not all, but many of the insiders throw things out there. Oh, I think they're talking to him now. And then I think Bob Nightingale yesterday was like, I will reiterate, Artie is not making that deal if they're good. And it was like when they were beating the Astros yesterday because they had won in that crazy game the day before. Then they end up losing, and then more insiders are coming out like, okay, let's talk Ohtani trade again. It's a day-by-day situation right now. And I know actually, as far as our fans, a lot of Yankee fans have thrown out Ohtani. I think there are going to be more teams that have more to offer than the Yanks, AJ. Plus, I mean, this isn't going to hold anyone back, but they have Judge coming back from an injury. They have Stanton, who's a DH often, and then you're going to have Ohtani, who's only a DH. It's not the best fit right now until you kind of tinker around. If I'm the Yanks, I don't know if this is a World Series winning team right now.
No, it's not. That's why they're looking to trade up their whole team, Kip. That's why, and before we get into this whole, we're going to hit on Ohtani with Russ Dorsey later. Buster Olney last night on what are you asking Phil Nevin during the game? Did you guys see that? He literally said to Phil Nevin during the in-game interview, "Are you guys going to trade Ohtani?" He asked the manager of the Angels during a game whether they are going to trade Ohtani or not. I get it's the question we need answered, but what's Phil Nevin going to say? We're trading him tomorrow to the Dodgers for 5. Phil Nevin's going to be like, "No, we're not trading him. I don't know. That's not his job." But to ask him and put him on the spot like that, I just thought that was not a nice thing to do.
Yeah, that's weird. I'm with you. I mean, if I'm Phil Nevin in that case, I'm giving the most sarcastic answer, the most smart-ass answer to him. Like, yeah, actually, I've got Cashman on my phone right now in the cell phone I'm not allowed to use in the dugout, and we just swung a deal, okay? Let's get to our poll question, and then we'll keep going with this with Russ Dorsey, who's about to join us. So scan the QR code on the screen or hit up watchstadium.com/foul territory. Your question to start the day is, who will be the biggest buyers at the trade deadline? Blue Jays, Brewers, Orioles, Rays, Yankees, some of your options. And we'll swing back. We'll talk to Russ Dorsey about what's going on in Chicago with the Cubs and the White Sox and how much selling they'll be doing. And then we'll continue the Ohtani conversation next on Stadium.